evening all. Ira Epstein with your SPDR ETF stock video. And this is for the evening of Tuesday, and we are now at August 16, 2022. Remember, you're in the dog days of summer. It gets harder and harder to make effective trades as you come into this time frame. But I must tell you, the SPDR ETFs have been a lot more fun to trade than the futures and more action to trade. So there's good things going on there. I have the advantage of being able to trade anything. I don't give a darn what it is, so it's where it's at. I see Twitter and Tesla both backed off today. Not sure what to make out of that. Walmart did a little bit better. I'm sure you saw what they're saying. Still not great. They're still looking for slowdowns. Got to move a lot of merchandise. Home Depot's giving you all kinds of warnings. If you're looking at the housing industry, it's in a slump, a big one. Which brings me to the next thing. The stock market doesn't care about any of this. The indices just keep marching higher, and therefore the stocks that make up the indices are going right with them. Any way you want to cut it, this has been since June one hell lacious of a bull market. I mean, I didn't see it coming. The good news is my work has been bullish. The bad news was the entry spots that I wanted. I had surgery, as you know, and I had COVID. I got very ill for part of this summer. Terrible, in fact. And I'm healthy again. I feel great. Mouth is healing. It hurts when I talk for extended times, but each day the pain slips. I'm not on a painkiller now. The first day that I stopped painkiller completely. I'm probably going to have one in a little bit. But I've gone since 8 in the morning without one, so I feel pretty darn good. And I'm trying to stretch it out now or wean myself off of that. I don't like how I feel on them. But some of them are ibuprofen, so it's what it is. But they're strong ones, the big boys. Okay, so in talking about all this, what do? I mean, if you look at it, you realize natural gas hit a 14-year high. Energy prices are down where they were in January, before the Ukraine invasion. Hard to believe when you look at that. Interest rates haven't gone anywhere. Where the action is in interest rates is owning the 2-10-year spread. It's out to 46 roughly. Could be going to the 80 level before it's all said and done. But there's other things to do, so let's look at the market. I'm not going to get rid of Freeport. I looked at it today and I said, I still like this chart. It's sort of fun with what it's doing. The market's got higher lows, higher highs. All I hear about from BHP and everybody else is copper demand's going to be down. We'll have a surplus this year, 2022. We'll come out of it next year as we ideally come out of whatever form of a recession, if that's what you want to call it, we're in. I call it that because you had 2 quarters of losing, and the pros don't because of the strong jobs. I understand both arguments. Can't argue either one. Now, if you take out this 2876, then I could make an argument the market's going to poop, maybe go back down to this area here. But what's it fighting? It's caught between the 50-day and the 18-day moving average of closes. You see it crystal clear. The Bollinger top stepped in with it, gave you another area of resistance, and it's still very valid. And momentum has been correcting in overbought condition. You got a 69 reading, anything over 70 is overbought. It's hard for me to tell somebody to buy the market, where if it goes up even $2, you're going to be overbought. Why would I do that? AMC distribution against an overbought potential situation right now. The trend is up until you take out 2267. Take that out, and then I'm targeting back here for the support level. Apple. Everybody wants to own Apple in front of the September release of the phones. But I predict now it's going to be one of those events that you're buying the rumor, and when it comes out, you'll be wanting to sell the fact. That's going to be my guess. The multiples are getting very high at this point in time. I'm not bearish. That's what I expect. Disney, I understand Disney's changing its pricing structure again. Now, it went up because you got some management companies, in other words, takeover artists, stepping into the company, getting on the board. They want to do a possible full buy of Hulu. They're wondering why they're not doing that. And at the same time, spin-offs of the ESPN channel, that could improve the bottom line too. But would I ever tell you to buy this many days in a row over a Bollinger Band? Slap me across the face if I do. No. 5% of the time you stay over it, and it's rare that you get beyond 6 days in a row, 5 days actually, over that band. You're knocking on that door. XLF doing the same type of thing. I'll let somebody else own it. If I don't play right now, let me tell you how I feel. So I don't play. Going into Labor Day, I have other things to do. In fact, I'm doing it now, believe it or not. I'm doing little household things because I want to keep my itchy fingers from doing what I shouldn't be doing. I realize these are called that dog day of summer. It's when the kids, by the way, in Illinois, 35,000 kids outside of Chicago itself went back to school today. Around the country, they're doing that. It's ending the summer vacations. We'll get more serious after Labor Day. That's how I view this. Could you run up to the 200-day average? Why not? You have your embedded reading. But when you lose the embedded reading on all these markets, because it's one market after the other with it, that's when your correction of sorts will step in. Ideally, wherever the closest main moving average, that'll be the first target. It could end up being the 18-week. That's often the case. Look at these semiconductors, a new high for this move. Nancy Pelosi's husband should be jumping up and down for joy. Wasn't he a big buyer, knowing the president was going to sign all that? People don't talk about this. They should. He can get another Porsche and another great bottle of champagne or wine or whatever he drinks. Lower low, higher high, embedded reading. So we hear how bad and we see how bad the home builders are doing. 9% drop in starts, down 1.3% in permits. They were only looking for a 3% drop in starts. And what does the market do? Why, of course, you go up 1%. Come on. Something else is working here, and you don't try to fire that. Also, these markets are making every day higher highs. They're not even giving you a pullback to buy. Why do I want to get involved in that? You can. And I want you to enjoy it. And if you're long, definitely enjoy the ride. I missed some of these rides, and I'm going to repeat it because of my COVID surgery. I caught some of them in my SPDR ETFs, but nowhere near. You hear me each morning if you're a subscriber saying, I wish I had been okay to catch it. I wasn't. I mean, I was under the weather with COVID, pneumonia. You saw I couldn't talk for a while. That's all back. I'm terrific there. I'm thinking of getting the flu shot now. They're warning us in America that if you're looking at Australia and other spots, what's going on. And I know you're going to say, Ira, enough with the shots, you're going to get sick. I don't believe that, unfortunately. I think I catch the virus and have a better chance with protection of being okay. In any case, maybe you're going to go to that 200-day average. There's nothing here that makes me want to fight that, I'll tell you that. But you're not getting me say buy. You're not hearing me say the pros are going to buy. I'm not going to say it because I don't think they are. I think the pros have done this, just what I'm doing with my hands, in the pockets. And they're saying, yeah, I want to do some things, but I got to control myself. That's what I think they're doing. Resistance starts here in the energy up to the other spot. When we take a look at gold, well, you lost your embedded readings, probably going back to the 18-day average of closes. You never had a buy signal in GDX, overbought, pulling back to that 18-day average. Copper, this is acting good. It refuses to break down. Refuses. Now, the futures lost the embedded reading. You didn't in COPX, very different vehicle. AGG, well, the resistance is here, but the support's been the 100-day average. When you get over it and you break down, it's the support again. The trend is down, and you go into neutral territory if you get over 103.45. UUP, lower low, higher high, just too hard to trade. FXE, I don't see anything here. You break through this low, you're going to have a market with a higher high and lower low. But the real picture is you're caught in sideways action. You're not going anywhere right now. So what do I do with it? The big nothing. I wait. But the Bollinger Bands are what you got to pay attention to here. You hear me say it. You want to learn about them? Get your master's degree in them? Get an edge on the other traders? Move your cursor up there to find out, or just watch this ad. It'll take you where you want to be. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day. Welcome. I'm Ira Epstein, and I'm here to talk about my enhanced Bollinger Band course. Now, many of you have taken my regular charting course, and if not, you might think you know something about Bollinger Bands. As you know, Bollinger Bands are an algorithm designed to keep the market trading within it 95% of the time, and on a chart, it will offer on the top part resistance, on the bottom support, and the idea is the market will travel within them. We know that sometimes it latches onto that band, goes up or goes down. Well, how do you play with that? Can you pyramid the positions off that type of thinking? Well, I've applied all three of these into 13 different videos that teach you my concept of it. And from that concept, you're able to work with weekly charts and or daily charts. The 13 videos, each about 7 minutes long. The idea here is not to put you in school forever, but to teach. Now, if you haven't tried my complete futures research, I throw that in as well. Whether you've tried this or not, I think it's worth taking a look at. I think you're going to learn something from there. That research, by the way, covers twice daily market updates for you and access to what I call window envelope numbers, which I think are very important when looking at these Bollinger Bands. The next part is a trial to our charting software so you can make your charts look the same way that mine do. It's that simple. Where do you go with it and how do you get all this? It's simple. You go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. If you go to the word education, everything you need is answered there. You can also call my staff. They'll be happy to help you get set up. I'm Ira Epstein, on the road to your education.